Let's take a couple of moments and we will check out the camera settings on your Pioneer NEX head unit. Even though your particular receiver may have buttons on the side or across the bottom like this one, the on-screen operation in this demonstration is identical for the following Pioneer NEX models: AVH 4100 NEX, 4200 NEX, and 4201 NEX, AVIC 5100 NEX, 5200 NEX, and 5201 NEX, AVIC 6100 NEX, 6200 NEX, 6201 NEX, AVIC 7100 NEX, 7200 NEX, 7201 NEX, AVIC 8100 NEX, 8200 NEX, and AVIC 8201 NEX. To get started with the camera settings, the first thing we'll do is touch the gears, and then we want to go to the toolbox here and we want to check our camera settings. We'll go to camera settings here, and here you can see we have camera view grayed out, so we're going to need to fix that. In order to fix the camera view there, we're going to switch backup camera on, and we're going to switch second camera input on. So that means that I have two cameras installed in this system. So let's go and make sure that the second camera installed in the system is also set up and ready to go. So we're going to go back up here, and we're going to go to the input-output settings, and we're going to check the AV input. Now, the AV input can be assigned as a source if we wanted to, and the AV input on the back of the head unit is red, white, and yellow RCA inputs. They can be used as a standard audio-video input as a source, or if we want, we can set this up to be a camera. And you'll use the yellow jack on the back to plug in your second camera in the system. So that's what we need to do there. AV input, set the camera. Now we're going to go back up here and go back to our camera settings. Now, when I switch my backup camera input on and my second camera input on, I have the option now to switch the the camera view, to switch it on. So we'll switch camera view on, and now we're good to go. We'll hit the X here. And I have a couple of different ways to switch on the camera. First is I can check my drop-down menu here, and you see in the drop-down menu I have camera view. I could select that if I wanted. Another way that I can do that is to touch the home button. And I can go out to my AV source list out here. And here is camera view. I can just touch that to fire it up. And remember, if I want, I can drag this up into my shortcuts. So we'll put that right up in the shortcut menu there. And there is my camera view, and we'll switch camera view on. On my camera view screen, I have a couple of things going on here. The first is the timer up here, and this means that when I'm on camera number 1 and I touch the timer, this takes me out to my source. And I can adjust the source any way I'd like, change the radio station, change the volume, whatever you want to do, doesn't matter. But if you stop touching the screen for a few seconds, you'll see that your camera view now comes back. So I stopped touching the screen for a few seconds and my camera view came back. I also have camera 1 and 2 switch down here. So we'll touch the button, we'll switch over to camera number 2. This is camera number 2 that's on right now, and we'll hit the button to switch back to camera number 1. And this is camera number 1 that you see now. Camera number 1 is an ND BC8 backup camera from Pioneer, and in this demonstration, this is the camera that I would use for my backup camera. So I'm going to hit the X here to escape, and I'm going to simulate putting the vehicle in reverse. And when I put the vehicle in reverse, the backup camera automatically comes on. Now, I know that this is a rear-facing backup camera because when I hold this sign up to the screen, you can't really read this because this is a rear-facing camera, and that's exactly what I want a rear-facing camera to do. So those words appear to be reversed because it's a rear-facing camera. So we're in reverse right now, and when we take the vehicle out of reverse, the backup camera will automatically switch off. So I took the vehicle out of reverse and we went right back to our normal source. Now let's check some of the backup camera settings. We'll touch the gears here, and we want it the toolbox and camera settings. And we want to make sure that we have backup camera input turned on. And when we scroll down here a little bit, we also have the reverse gear setting. This tells the the in-dash receiver that the vehicle is in reverse or it is not in reverse. Now this can be set up as a battery or a ground switch. In this particular demonstration, I have this set up as a battery switch. That means when I put the vehicle in reverse, the radio, the in-dash receiver, senses that the vehicle is in reverse and opens the camera so you can see what's going on with the camera. We also have the parking assist guide that we can switch on or off, and we have adjustment to the parking assist guide here. So let's go back to our camera view for just a moment. Put the vehicle in reverse, and the backup camera comes on. This is my rear-facing NDBC-8 camera, but I don't see any parking lines on the screen. I want to put parking lines on the screen. So I'm going to take the vehicle out of reverse. And now we're going to touch the gears. We'll go to we want the toolbox and the camera settings. And then we want two things: parking assist guide switched on, and then we want to go straight to parking assist guide adjust. With parking assist guide adjust, you can now see my parking lines. It is very easy to adjust these lines. All you have to do is touch the line and drag it to where you want it to go on the screen. You can also touch the corner nodes and drag them to make this appear to be a little wider or a little narrower, depending on how you have your camera set up. One simple way to adjust the parking assist lines on your NEX head unit is to use the parking lines in a big parking lot. In this drawing, you see an overhead view of a parking stall. Now drive your car into the parking stall and then right through the parking stall so that your vehicle is in a parking stall and you have an empty parking stall directly behind you. Now, with the vehicle in park, bring up the Parking Assist Line Adjust screen on your NEX head unit. Put the red line on the parking stall's vertical line that is nearest to the back of your vehicle. Put the yellow lines on each of the parking stall horizontal lines. And put the green line at the far end of the parking stall. The idea here is that when you put your vehicle in reverse, you'll see the parking assist lines appear on the backup camera screen, and the lines will represent the size and shape of a parking stall. This is a known size and shape behind your vehicle, and it gives you a point of reference for backing up and parking your vehicle. This isn't a perfect solution for everyone, but it's a great place to start and make adjustments to suit your particular needs. When you're done making your adjustments through the parking lines, you can just hit the X here to escape. Let's check out the second camera input now and some of the options for the second camera. So let me go back to the gears here, and we want the toolbox and camera settings. So here's my second camera input. We have that switched on, and remember that you have to switch that on through the AV input as we've shown you earlier in this video. So now I'm going to hit the X, and we're going to switch the camera view on. There's my camera view, and we are on camera number 1. This is my backup camera, but I want to switch to camera number 2. So I'll touch the 1-2 button here and switch over to camera number 2. We're on camera number 2 now. Now I'm going to hold up the same sign that you saw with camera number 2. With the first camera, you can see that you still can't read this. This is backwards. Now, if I choose to use camera number 2 here as a forward-facing camera, I need to change this so that I can read it. And here's how you do that. We'll hit the X to escape. We're going to go back out to the gears, the toolbox, and camera settings, and then scroll down here until we find backup camera reverse video and second camera reverse video. Now in this demonstration, the two cameras that I'm using are Pioneer NEX backup cameras. They are set up as reverse video cameras, and when you use it as a backup camera, that is exactly what you want. You don't want to change that at all. So as a backup camera, the reverse video should remain off. But my second camera in this system, in this demonstration, is used as a forward-facing camera, and I don't want that switched into rear. So let's change it. So here's my second camera, reverse video. Right now it's switched off. I'm going to switch that on to reverse the video on camera number 2. Now we'll hit the X to escape and switch our camera view on. Here's camera view. Again, this is camera number 2 that you're looking at right now. And if I hold this piece of paper up to it, it's much easier to read this piece of paper now because we switched the video into its reverse mode for camera 2 only. If I touch the 1-2 button here, switch back to camera number 1, you can still see that this is a reversed image just the way we want it for camera number 1. When you're done making your adjustments here, you can hit the X to escape.